Tesla is working on a new concept when it comes to the supercharging pricing, and we will look into that today. I'm glad to have you back here on my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, do consider doing that. I would really appreciate that. So first of all, looking into the recent update, because there was a little change when it comes to the suggested destinations. So Tesla is taking the experience and the timing and the behavior of you to suggest the recent destinations based on your pattern, on your behavior. So if you are driving to a certain location by using, of course, the navigation on your screen, and you're always going, for example, to school every morning at 8 a.m., then Tesla is going to suggest you the destination of your school, again, if you really need it. If you are going to one place 100 times, most of the time you wouldn't drive with the navigation on and you just drive yourself there. But again, it's a nice feature. It really shows that Tesla is analyzing what you do. Some people might not like that, but this is the software that can do that. Then looking into the adoption rate when it comes to passenger vehicles in the battery segment, we clearly see that there's way more potential in the United States based on the current rate of adoption. If we look into Europe, don't forget we had the war to be correct in Ukraine, especially in Q1. This affected a lot of factories in Europe. So the numbers and the adoption rate in Europe should increase now in Q4 and Q3. I do expect it to be higher in 2023 again. This was just mainly because first quarter was a mess. Second quarter was the lockdown in Shanghai for Tesla, for example. So you cannot really take this adoption rate too serious. It should be increasing by a lot in the next few quarters. I'm very excited to see if that is going to be true, but that is my feeling here. So looking into the next update, in Germany, there was a fire. And when it comes to the fire, there was a lot of media talking about there is a fire inside the Tesla factory. But that is not the case. It's pretty much just the area where you have all the boxes and the paper boxes and all this trash located. Now Tesla has to remove everything from there in the next 14 days, and there needs to be a new concept how this is able to be prevented in the future. So again, more news about something that could happen anytime, anywhere. But of course, the focus in the media is on those kinds of things to disturb or try to disturb the progress here on site. But again, we know Tesla is not caring about that too much. They concentrate on the main thing here. When it comes to the new concept of Tesla pricing on superchargers, we see a recent screenshot that shows that now you have different times, different prices. So if you're in the midnight or 4 a.m. in the morning, you just pay $21 of course, per kilowatt hour. That would be very cheap, even cheaper than at home charging if you would get this price in Germany. So again, I believe this could be a very nice concept as well for Europe, Germany and other countries. So I'm very excited if Tesla's moving forward to do that. At the end of the day, it's nothing else as like if you go to a normal gas station. Of course, the prices when you go to work in the morning or in the afternoon are the highest because then is the moment when most people have to pay for it. If you're going at night, you might have a chance to get cheaper prices. So again, this is a concept that is going to help Tesla to maybe get more customers again, maybe outside of the main time, because if they hold those prices, then they are very competitive, actually, to be honest. Then looking into the number of Tesla shares that ARK Invest ETF is actually holding, we have seen a decrease here since last year. And this is continuing in this year. So it's clearly going down from close to 16 million shares down to more like 3.8 million. This can have many reasons out there. Again, guys, I believe it's not going to have a major effect anymore on the Tesla stock right now. Now we are close to getting a new bull run when it comes to the Tesla stock itself. Despite all the circumstances in the economy and the Fed and everything, I do believe the Tesla stock will have a good way up again. Now, for the next topic, we are looking into the demand in the United States. So there's a clear difference between performance Model Y and long range. Something we haven't seen here yet in Europe because we only get the cars from the Giga Berlin factory. So there's quite some wait time here. But here in the US, there is just 1 month. So if you're willing to pay $4,000 more than the long range is worth, you can reduce your wait time by 6 to 7 months, which is actually a pretty good deal, again, if money doesn't matter too much to you. There's a lot of people in Germany that have bought a Model Y Performance, and some are actually switching to the long range now. So it's not like the car is bad, but some people are saying, well, it's maybe not the price that I would like to pay to receive the range that I get. And the long range is, in this case, gonna be the favorite car, I think, when it comes to the comparison to the performance, despite all the prices you have to take into circumstances as well. Now, CATL is actually having its biggest customer, and this is actually Tesla. So 18% of the entire production when it comes to batteries from CATL is going to Tesla. So that is a new statistic here. When you go down the line, you see LG, which is the biggest customer when it comes to batteries. And then you see all these other battery suppliers, and as well BYD, for example, supplying itself with 95% of its capacity, which is no surprise, but it's starting to supply as well other car makers. And you see other production facilities as well, like Great Wall Motors receiving their batteries from a different supplier. So this is the interesting part. At some point, I think Tesla will be on there as well with its own batteries. And then it will be interesting to see how fast Tesla can actually climb this entire ladder to achieve a high position when it comes to be maybe the biggest battery supplier in the world. Let's see how this is going to work out. At some point, this could really happen, but this is going to take somewhat time. Now, the last topic I like to discuss, Turandot is not going to Europe and as well to Australia. It's actually going to Brisbane, to be honest with you, but there's no indication that the ship is actually having any Tesla on, as we haven't tracked any ship actually being in Shanghai or south of Shanghai for the next quarter. Again, we have seen yesterday in the video a lot of cars, but we can expect by the weekend or beginning of next week the first carrier to arrive. If it's going to be for Australia or Europe, I do believe many people hope for Europe, but we will see how this is going to evolve in Q4. So thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate your time and wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.